Respected Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Namaskar. Jai Sri Ram, Vetrivel Muruga, Jai Yadadri, Jai Manjunatha, Jai Kanakadurga, Swami Sharanamayappa. At the outset, I wish to confirm the fact that this video appeal is made on behalf of 115 crore Hindus of this country to highlight the plight of Hindus today. I name this objective-oriented protestation as Hindus of South India to draw your good self's attention to the disgrace we South Indian Hindus are subjected to and facing as of now. The objective behind this naming this Hindus of South India is in no way to mean or intend to separate Hindus or entire Indians living in the 5 states of South India from the rest of India. The name of this organization is chosen in this fashion only for ease of communication, and the second important reason being to bring forth the ugly hate campaign unleashed against Hindus and constant attacks on Hindus' beliefs, heritage structures and worshipping places that are taking place particularly in South India. At the time of recording this video, the US Secretary of State Mr. Antony Blinken was visiting India, and as part of his agenda, he met the Indian civil society representatives to hear their grievances on our domestic issues like CAA, farmers' protest, China's aggression and Taliban advances in Afghanistan. This is a shocking development under your eyes. This would also mean that your government has recognized a parallel government within this country. As per law of the land and protocol that is expected to follow during a foreign dignitary's visit to India, no non-governmental body should meet the visiting dignitaries. But sir, unfortunately your government has ignored these fundamental concepts of the nation and treated your own government like a branch of the United Nations functioning in Delhi as if covering South Asia and Southeast Asia. Your government has treated Mr. Antony Blinken's visit as a representative of UN. I wonder how private citizens from India can meet the US Secretary of State in private capacity and discuss our foreign affairs matters like China and Taliban in Afghanistan. It is really puzzling, sir. Here is a very important catch of the situation I am sharing now. This is very, very important. The real secret behind our government's recent surprise U-turns on many sensitive and emotional issues that I am going to discuss. These U-turns took place after our External Affairs Minister Shri Jaishankar returned from the USA after a short 4 days visit. This is very significant aspect we should note. In a surprising move, on 24th June 2021, Prime Minister had invited the Gupkar Alliance from Jammu and Kashmir and held talks with them. Next, number 2, next surprise. On 30th June 2021, within 6 days, Honorable Chief Justice Ramana said, tyranny of the elected pointing to the present Modi government. 3. The next surprise is within 10 days, that is on 4th July 2021, RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat issued a most bizarre statement on Hindu-Muslim relations. The statement was considered highly unseemly and shocked the nation because the statement squarely indicted Hindus for the hatred. The next surprise, number 4. Within 3 days of the RSS chief's utterance, you have reshuffled your cabinet on 7th July 2021 by inducting 43 new ministers and dropping many prominent voices from your cabinet. The next surprise was on 13th July 2021, Supreme Court Justice Chandrachud said that the UAPA Act should not be misused for stifling dissent. Though UAPA was invoked on anti-national elements presenting evidence before the courts, the judges chose to trick the nation by saying that it was all just dissent. The very next surprise, number 6, on 17th July 2021, Supreme Court Justice Chandrachud again said the majoritarian tendency must be questioned. It is not yet clear how Modi exhibited majoritarian tendencies in defending legislations. If so, where? If majoritarian is illegal, high-handedness, then every judgment passed by the courts, bill passed in the parliaments, the practice of majority political party being invited by the president to rule the country after elections are all majoritarianism only. Even the judges' selection by the collegium is done basing on the majority view. Listen carefully. In the first week of May 2021, a number of Hindu families were targeted in post-poll violence in West Bengal. Several petitions were filed in the Supreme Court and Kolkata High Court seeking emergency hearing but were ignored and delayed. They were seeking emergency hearing despite the fact that it was not taken. This is a very strange collective action of the judiciary, unexpected of, but wonder why. Last year in Andhra Pradesh, several Hindu temples were vandalized, temple chariots were set on fire in a continuous manner, one after the other. There was no official condemnation from the PMO or from the Home Ministry as well. Why, sir? Recently, I noticed a dangerous trend is taking shape in India. Our so-called judicial luminaries, the sitting judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts, had openly condemned majoritarianism. What does it mean, sir? Our judges very openly started virtue signaling by openly pledging their judicious acumen to the leftist ideology. Is it right? Is it justice, sir? What the common weakness I noticed in both the Vajpayee government as well under your dispensation is that the fact is both the governments were shaken and ducking before the fear and scared by the bullying act of West on our Prime Minister's office. This is nothing but pure blackmail of the racist West on Hindu India in particular. Unfortunately, your government is yielding to the Christian biased racist white Western countries' threats. This is highly regrettable, sir. You are making no efforts to change the status quo but simply submitting to the prevailing practice in the PMO setup at the cost of the majority Hindu sentiments and rights violations. The Tamil Nadu CM Stalin had a meeting with you on 17th June 2021. Then on 13th July, the Coimbatore Corporation had demolished 7 Hindu temples on the ground that all the temples were built on encroached land. We do not go into the dispute whether these temples were in fact built on encroached land or legally acquired land, but the manner in which it was demolished, ignoring protocol without prior notice to the local Hindus, and proves the fact that it was a direct assault on Hindus. On 20th June 2021, an Ambal a goddess's Amman temple in Ranipet, miscreants raided the temple and stripped the Amman statue, and then what they did to the goddess's statue cannot be described by any civilized human. Please collect the information on this incident from Tamil Nadu CM during his next visit to Delhi, sir. On 21st June 2021, in a Chola era temple in Pudukkottai, Tamil Nadu, that is in Tamil Nadu, the idols of the deities were beheaded and destroyed. It is your government's lack of commitment to the ideology and lack of courage and conviction to protect Hindus that is all worrying us, sir. Maybe the Honorable Prime Minister is so confused and in a dilemma that how your government can support the majority Hindus when our country is secular by our constitution. Is it not this conundrum that is preventing Honorable Prime Minister from taking drastic steps against hate mongers, sir? But our constitution never imply the majority of Hindus should always be snubbed, irrespective of human rights abuse or violation of religious rights, etc., suffered by Hindus. Secularism means treating the majority and minority equally. When the human rights and religious rights of Hindus are abused in this fashion, it is your duty to protect them too. I conclude this video with an appeal, sir. Number 1. Please constitute a National Advisory Council picking eminent scholars, legal luminaries and other intellectuals from among Hindus. Secondly, entrust them with the task of drafting specific 12 legislations which I proposed in my petition that I sent to your good self, your office and Home Minister's office 2 years ago. The proposed council is expected to be formed before 31st August 2021. That is our request. The drafting of these 12 legislations and enactment should be over by the end of December 2021 positively. If your government is facing any legal issues in accomplishing this task or is worried about the lack of majority in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, like 164 MPs in Rajya Sabha, 364 MPs in Lok Sabha or the likes, it is all your concern, sir. Sir, as your good self promised many things for Hindus in your run-up to the elections in 2019, it is your bounden duty to implement these promises but not to ignore them with overconfidence of getting re-elected again riding on Tina factor in 2024. Thank you, sir.